If you were to do money line betting on this one, it would be like minus 105 for both of them at this point. So, but yeah, so we will be having games, competitive games. We'll be giving away over $1,000 in prizes today. Well, today and tomorrow, and we're starting things off with a strike to Green Bones here. Hell's taking on Faceman in round 3 of our Swiss. We'll get that updated on the overlay there as soon as possible. This is round 3, not round 2. And we got a 2-1 count here to Green Bones, who's not going to go for the stars. Going to hit that into right field. We got the blue turf looking great. The groundskeeper is doing a great job getting us ready to rumble here this weekend. Full count. Fouls that off. That's a nice slap, but foul again. Haven't seen any stars burn from Dry Bones here so far. That's going to land. That, again, great discipline. I mean, I mentioned this on that first broadcast. We've seen players now, they're opting to hold on to their stars a lot longer in the beginning of these games as those stars become more and more important as the game goes on. This is going to be hit foul. DK, 1-1. That's going to land. That's going to be a single. We got 2 runners on here. We got some action already going here in the top of the first for hellzhero. Now we got Chemmed Up Bowser getting plunked. Red Madge now, 4 stars here. Bases loaded, and Birdo next. Got to imagine we're seeing a line drive star swing into Birdo egg here. And then Hell's looking to throw the first punch of this ball game. It's going to land. Walu tries to get the jump catch. DK hustling, bumbling, fumbling. Quick throw. Great heads-up awareness, though, from Faceman to try to get Peach on the quick throw there, making that a very close play at first base. And now Birdo has the egg. And Noki's got it. Not able to get the double play. 2-0. 1 out, and Luigi bobbles it. There might be a play at third. Nope, it's cut off. Everyone's safe. The bobble bails out Hell's right there, and it brings up Wario with Chem. That's the way the cookie crumbles in Mario Baseball sometimes, and Wario with Chem in a big spot here for Hell's not going to get the job done. No lasers, a slow runner. It is a laser. It is enough for the sac fly. Perfectly read there from Hell's to get the runner across, and you'll take that 3 spot in the first inning. That is perfect for hellzhero, but plenty of time for Faceman. Got the Captain Mario here now, 4 stars in the chamber. And we got a now 1-1 count after a foul ball by Mario here. 2-1. That ball's hit well, and it's going to land right there. Here's PD now. Can make this a 1-run ball game in a hurry. Ooh, good swing there. 0-2. And down on strikes. Good sequence there to PD Piranha. But threat's not over. King Boo very much still alive. It's a ball. 1-1. And caught by Wario. Able to avoid the damage from the 2 big heavies there here. Can Hells stamp out anything here in the first and keep this lead alive, albeit very early. 1-2 now. Good takes there. Good discipline here. Man, what a take. That ball was a 50-50 ball for sure. Toadette should make the play. No bobbles, no problem. And after 1, we got a 3-run lead for hellzhero here. Toadsworth, couple of stars, not going for it. Fouls that one off. Fouls one off. 2 strikes to Toadsworth now. See if Hells can keep building on there. Luigi, a nice diving stop. Doesn't bobble that one. Another nice little beauty of a slap right there. No chance for Luigi on that one. That's just going to be a single. Here's DK now. Not charging up, looking to just do the singles, looking to do the slaps. That's going to land. That's going to set Bowser up here. And I know he can hear me. I'm going to holler at my boy over there in the backwards hat to come take a... Oh, he's going to go to the bathroom. He's got to go to the bathroom. I'm not telling you who you are, so your secrets, your identity is safe. As Walu jumps up, catches that, ends the threat. No damage done there. Ball on the outside to Luigi. And another ball. 2-1. Right to DK, no worries there. Yeah, if you want to hop in here, hop on in. Where one goes to the bathroom, another enters, and we got a champ joining me here on stream and in commentary. How many MPSSs do we have?
Oh my. Faceman's got 2, Hells has 3. Baltor himself has 1, and I have 3 as well. So there are 9 total championships, 9 trophies on this stream right now.
Nearly half of the NPSSs that have happened.
Absurd.
You're checking it out right here as we. Looks like we're doing a little something, some controller hiccups here.
Maybe Faceman's input got messed up or something.
Got to eat the inputs, but of course Remke joining me. The chat saying Remke, hello.
How's it going, everyone? Super happy to be here. Slice is an awesome event. Huge shout-outs, as always, to... Are they back in already? All right, looks like they're back in. That was quick. But as I was going to say, huge...
wait. I was like, wait. I was like, didn't look like Faceman did any moving there, so...
Oh, we're closing out.
Closing out.
Looks like a USB issue, maybe?
A bad cord problems.
We're getting some technical difficulties here. But as I was going to say, huge shout-outs to Baltor and Ravian for getting all this set up. Baltor, they put in so much work. It's insane.
And then we broke Rio.
And then we broke Rio. We literally, world's first, overloaded the servers with, like 19 games going at once or something like that.
And we've had more before, and it was just like,
nope.
Today's not important.
Didn't feel like putting in the overtime today, so got a little bit of a late start, but we are cruising along here, getting everyone getting all the
more mercies, you know. People just got to be doing the more mercies there. Now look at this. I mean, if this save state thing works, that's actually very nifty. Wow, that saves a lot of time.
Yeah, it's nice for LANs. You can't do it online, unfortunately, because it introduces desyncs and stuff like that. And also, typically online, you've already crashed or things like that by the time you realize you need a reset. So
absolutely. Full count here now to Noki, and as we were saying, Hell's kind of started this one off.
Kind of a little surprised to see a star use there.
I guess I'd like to get your input on this. I've been asking, or I've been kind of talking to folks. You're still at the high levels of things. You might not have been in the tournaments as much, but it certainly seems like people are holding on to those stars in the beginning of games.
Yeah, for sure. I said I was a little bit surprised because it's excuse me, it's Noki. I guess there's a star chance. I assume that's kind of the tiebreaker for deciding to use the star or not for, I believe, Faceman's up to the bat right now. A big theory that's kind of been taking over recently is the concept of defending star chances, right? You really want to win the star chance, not only to give yourself stars, but to keep stars away from your opponent.
Right.
So, like,
look at this. I mean, look at this matchup. We have 4 stars to 1. That's it's early in the game, so you're not as worried. But if this was the 7th, you'd be sitting there saying, "Oh boy."
And Hells is up. So Hells has used his stars already to get some runs, which is great. You absolutely should do that when the opportunity presents itself. But you saw Faceman earlier. He tried to go the 1-for-1 with Noki when there wasn't really much to gain from it necessarily. Walu barely missing that catch. And it was an out, and Hells also got the star. So that's kind of the worst-case scenario for Faceman there.
Right. And let's see. We nothing there in the second inning. Let's see if we can. The offense gets back here in the third inning for these two teams.
Boo is hitting away from Yoshi right now, so we're definitely looking to push this ball. And it's sour.
Oh, that's close right there. You're doing exactly what you want to do with Boo. Hitting it. You're trying to avoid Yoshi. Doesn't happen there. No tongue catch needed on that one. A weak dribbler in the infield. 2 outs now. Top of the third here. Hell's looking to start a 2-out rally and get some action going here on his end. Again, I said this in the first game we had. No lead is all that safe at this level.
With nobody.
I mean,
everybody is capable of putting up massive production at any time. I mean, we've already seen games with run combination total over 30.
Yeah, yeah.
And today.
Yeah.
And I think the answer is multiple of them have happened so far. So there is absolutely no safe zone ever in this game.
And but speaking of that, and if you're Faceman again, you're still early, but you'd like to start getting in your flow, getting in your. This is a part of the game where shake off the rust a little bit of the beginning part. Now let's start grooving here.
Yes.
And we got Faceman using Peach, arguably one of the best Peach users in the scene. Bobble doesn't impact DK there. Mario 4 fireballs. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to one.
Yeah, and this is setting up. It looks like Faceman's almost using Mario as that'll be safe. Not gonna push the 2.
I was wondering if DK, maybe a swap, you can maybe get DK. That's a tough one though. Not a lot of time. You don't know how high that ball really is up in the air. P. Piranha, one swing of the leaf makes this a 1-run ball game.
Yep. And it looks like Faceman's kind of got an interesting lineup. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Avoids the double play, but man, low trad ripper right to first base. 2 outs now. King Boo can still do the job.
Yes.
A little bit more difficult than PD in terms of clutch factor, but
hitting to that long wall of Mario Stadium with the lefty King Boo. Switch of wall jumpers, good choice by Hells. And we will see if there's potential with Walu up next that we don't. Oh, we do get a strike.
Oh, but goes to right field, avoids the wall jumper, foul.
Close. Yeah, and King Boo does have the power to be able to pull on Mario Stadium. Oh, it's going to be another
right in
liner.
DK's buns there. That's going to do it. So far, so good for Hells.
Yep.
But Faceman, again, stopping the bleeding, keeping this very much a close ball game here. Big star chance right here with the Toadette on. You get Toadette to make the Stars 3-2. That's a small victory that'll help, and I don't think it's going to happen there. It is not. So that's going to go right over there for a quick out. 4 stars to 1 continues to be the situation here for the star count. So again, Faceman has a couple of those weapons, has a couple of those options, trying to get back into this ball game. But Stars not going to help that much on defense.
Throw out. Yes,
going to be there.
The righty Toadsworth. He gets that slower start off the bag, and because of that slower start, gets thrown out barely even by a Yoshi weak arm throw.
Yep. Another star chance here, and it's going to be now 5 stars to 1. I mean, you have all the weapons in you. You have all of the weapons at your disposal to get back into. And another one. It doesn't help you with Walu right here, but like you said, now it's defending the star chance. It's let me get on so I can prevent the opposition from getting it, and it's going to work. It's going to land.
Wow, that was kind of a blunder from Hells. That was very catchable from Magikoopa. Just didn't get that input, didn't get the fielder swap to get Magikoopa there.
No 5-star attempts, though. Which
no 5-star attempts.
It's a bit disappointing.
Hey, Luigi. It's righty Luigi, so it's a little tough to fireball with righty Luigi, like we talked about earlier with that slow start from righties. But I mean, Luigi Fireball, that's a great backup plan for missing a 5-star.
Oh,
Bones not tall enough to get that one.
Yep, not tall enough, but.
No.
One. Oh, and so okay, and this is interesting here because you eliminate the force by going to first base there first. That you got to tag, but great heads-up base running there to prevent the double play. There was double play potential on that one. I still think I might try to fire to second base, but. You got a runner on first with 1 out that you basically did the same thing right there. No matter what, you're in the right spot.
Ooh. Wanted the lean there, wanted the free on base, but Hells is very. Oh, that's a gnarly outside corner pitch. But Hells is way too familiar with all these Noki leaners that we've had recently.
And again, Hells doesn't follow the same tricks that like a myself will fall. I mean, you kind of know, you got to know who you're playing, and that's a good heads-up thing. And another thing, worth mentioning, you're seeing Fire Bro picked here, and I don't know. I've never gotten on the Firebro train. I know you guys hold. I mean, as Faceman, especially one of the best at inputs and being able to do that. But for me, I've never been able to do that stuff consistently.
And I get it. It's not easy. I find myself struggling with it sometimes too. It's a good choice. The more curious choice to me is seeing Firebro all the way down in the 7 hole.
Yeah, dropped really far in the lineup,
so
trying to be a different factor there. Especially because you're looking at, I mean, you could go with the Murder's Row of PD, King Blue, Firebro.
You could.
But maybe a little philosophy of I can get some more runners on. Maybe instead of solo shots, I can do 2, 3 run homers
that's
type
the
of
goal.
an idea. That's
the goal from Faceman for sure. He definitely wants to have someone to split up. We like to call it the Mario Kart roster when you have like a lot of captains on your team.
Right.
So you'll see the end of Faceman's lineup in the bottom right. You got Waluigi, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach. Those are all just slap hitters. That's just 4 normal basic slap hitters. None of them really. I mean, Luigi and Yoshi, yes, they have a usable start, but they're not captains.
Big spot here for Hells. Oh, we got Bowser. We got Bowser taking on a new animation there at second base.
Looks like Bowser's got the magic.
Awesome.
Bowser's got
the Magic Koopa, right? The Magic Koopa wand right there. There's the egg,
and that's gonna be right to Yoshi. Those floating gauntlets.
Yeah, it's like he's got little drones flying around him that are gonna shoot some lasers.
We're gonna chem charge.
A little chem check, a little tech, and that's gonna land. It's not gonna be out of the park, but it's gonna get past a diving Yoshi, and it is gonna set up another run and keep the bases loaded. And here's chemmed up Wario.
We all know Hells plays fundamental baseball, right? He's one of the older heads. He knows baseball.
Yeah.
He's going for a sack fly there with Boo.
Right, exactly.
The fact that it got through and landed for a hit, and that's going to be – there's a sack fly.
Yep.
The fact that Boo hit got through and landed for an RBI single, I mean, that's huge for Hells.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 massive runs right there. 0-1 now. And Yoshi bobbles it, but makes the play. Hells cannot believe it. Hells absolutely disgusted by what Yoshi is able to do. And now with the start chance, would you maybe even think about throwing a little egg just to start? Just get yourself back to 4, a little single?
You could think about it, but again, it's what we talked about earlier with that min-maxing. It is very high risk to Yoshi egg there, because that's a 2-star egg. If Faceman egg there and got out, he would find himself even in star count right now at 2 apiece. Yeah. Which that's not where Faceman wants to be. Despite being down in runs, he wants to have his stars to use to drive in runs.
Would you call that Wario dive that we just saw? Was that the quote-unquote early dive?
I heard the sparkles early.
Okay.
I heard the sparkles pretty early, so I think Hells, he's kind of buying in a little bit. He's got that Wario outfield. We don't see Wario in the outfield too often. Now he does have Birdo and DK, 2 phenomenal middle infielders. I would say 2 of the top 3.
Fireball.
That's going to be right at Donkey Kong, and that's going to drop.
Oh. And it's purposely dropped.
Doesn't matter.
Gets the lead. We all know how I feel about well, I guess the Dinger citizens don't. Purposely dropping fly balls, scum. But it also helps you win.
Exactly.
and so you have to you play to win the game.
Yes.
And when there's hundreds of dollars on the line, you play to win the game.
Right. And Faceman, that was smart base running, despite, it wasn't the result he expected, but he just got Mario to first base and kept Peach where she was. He didn't panic. It was 1 out. It could have turned into a double play.
Petey, Piranha, see you later. A ding-dong doodaloo right there. And it is now a 5-2 ball game here at Mario Stadium. Swiss round 3. Seeing a swap there now.
Faceman's making a little bit of a comeback.
It's
a start.
Again, bottom of the 5th. Of course, you don't want to get ahead of yourself and go, oh, I got to do all this, You chip away. You still have plenty of time. It's when you start getting to the 6th and you start getting to the 7th and you're like, what am I doing here? Like, can I get something going? I mean, a pitcher's in there. So, you're basically back to how this game started.
And you know what? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step.
1 step.
1 step.
I'll ask the same question I asked Tyler to you. If you walked 500 miles, would you walk 500 more?
To be the man.
We're 2 for 2 now. I love it. Huge spot here from Toadsworth. Well, I keep saying huge. Faceman actually would probably be making fun of me because I kept saying things were huge in a blowout game. They're like huge moment. But
hey, every moment's, like we said earlier, every moment's a huge moment. You know, that yes, there are score blowouts, but that doesn't mean that any of these players aren't capable of putting up 8 runs in a minute.
yeah, exactly.
You know, like, it's quite literally, I'm going to say it again, every journey starts with one step, right?
Right.
So you have to get that leadoff runner with no outs on base.
Yeah.
That is, like, one of the most important things. And then get to the point where you have then Donkey Kong, Bowser, Magic Koopa.
Good
to drive them all
strikeout there
in.
from Peach. Peach fighting for her life here, too. 2 more
She
runs,
is.
and she will be knocked out of this ball game.
Right.
And it's a
Gonna-
beaut foul. 0-1. Perfect
That should be
again,
Yoshi.
but
Yep.
Yoshi's there. So now this is big because you know
Hell's not happy.
you're going deeper into the game with Peach here. That helps.
Yep.
And now Bowser will get walked. Brings up a match with 1 star. You have Birdo next, so maybe you're going to go with the slap and try to start things off with Birdo and the star there because we're getting to the point where the game where the stars really matter. Really matter.
That's what I'm going to say was catchable.
Yeah, you're gonna start-
He
you're-
didn't try for it, so it's kind of hard to gauge. But that looked like it could have been caught to end the inning there.
I don't hate the risk kind of assessment though of saying, all right, you know, I'll take my luck instead of missing the dive by chance or something and
Right.
they're moving. Let's try to get this out, and they will. The egg is not going to cost anything. It's just going to now be a 5-2 lead still
Yes.
for Hells. Big star chance now on both sides. Again, because face all the weapons in the bottom half of this ball or the bottom of this ball game.
Yep.
And Hells, you want to have a star option at least when you're looking at a lineup that has Toadsworth, Madge, and Green Bones. And Hells will pick that star up and continues to be sitting pretty on the defensive side of things right now.
And you know, this is kind of what Faceman planned for, right? He wants that maximum value out of his home run hitter because Walu didn't get on there. Unfortunate for Faceman. Luigi fighting to get on here. He's in a pitcher's count. But then you got Noki who can semi-reliably get on with a star. And then all of a sudden you have bases loaded for Fire Bro. If everything goes right, you know, it's a lot to go right. That's going to be Wario in the right field and another star to Hells. And this is kind of the bad side of it, right? Because now we have Noki with 2 outs, no one on. Not a spot you want to use a star, even though he invests there, wants to get one on for Fire Bro. But typically not a spot where you would use a star, but you kind of feel pressured to because you have that potential of a 2-run shot with Fire Bro if you get on.
And I'm kind of in the camp of, I think with 3 stars, I think I'm okay burning 1 in this situation here. He's really, Hells can't believe that he's not getting that outside corner there as he's really trying to get, and Madge there, got the catch.
And again, that's the bad side of Faceman's lineup is now we're going to have a leadoff Fire Bro.
Right.
And that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, and, you know, solo shot still, again, you're still in that chip
Oh.
away, but Yoshi doesn't dive.
Misplay there.
Faceman can't believe it, and now that brings up a chemmed up Wario here. Had the sack fly earlier in this one to add into that lead. Let's see now if he can leave the yard and knock Peach out of this ballgame. Going for a perfect slap instead. Not going to be able to get it on that dive.
Bad.
Looked like the mash maybe was a little
Yeah,
off, a little bit.
that's what I
approach
think.
there.
That definitely should have been caught. Maybe, you know, it's kind of tough with but the mash looked, Mario was moving pretty slow out there. He was
Yeah.
a little sluggish on the jump.
And it's a bunt.
This could be, Petey's not on home plate.
Oh,
he got him.
Peach with the quick throw.
Wow.
I think
Petey
if
wasn't
you
on
gotta-
home plate.
And you got to send him running maybe there to get the runners in motion there.
Right.
There's that star swing from
Toad could be
Toadsworth.
home right here.
Yep.
No, not quite. Almost. Quite.
No need to risk it with only 1 out.
Yep. We're probably going to see that was Toadsworth, so we got Bones up. We could see another bunt. Hells,
Yeah.
and to knock Peach out, I really consider the bunt.
Instead, it's a slap,
gonna
and
get
this, it's going to be a close.
Send. That's
anti. That might have been a factor, but laser there at first. Again, what's so smart, we were talking about baseball IQ being a factor, but it's also like anti-baseball IQ because it's where are my players? Because
Exactly.
I know I have laser at third. I have these things. Obviously, a cut to home there, first base isn't it, but it's where are my players that are in the right position? Where are they? And how do I get the ball to them to do what to prevent runs, to just do what I need to do?
Absolutely. Faceman not liking the fielder swaps here, giving
Just
Hell
having
some hell.
fun. Really, you know, a couple of guys that have been playing for a while. They know how it is. And
Oh,
there is
another
not
low
gonna be-
liner.
Just that's the gambit you run.
It
with-
is.
with
You know,
Fire
it's
Bro right
tough.
there.
You know, we really don't know ever when we're just watching the game if the players held down or not. It's just not. I mean, unless it's like the very low trage, then we know they didn't hold down. But with one of those, it's kind of just a line drive right at a middle infielder. We'll never know if it's a hold down. But either way, it doesn't really matter because it's an out. So, and we've seen a couple low liners from Faceman, both from PD, from King Boo, and now from Firebro. So we're really going to need those home run hitters to get the bat under the ball a little bit more if Faceman wants to make this comeback.
Absolutely.
DK misses that catch, and even though it's just a 2-out single, it is a star chance.
Yeah, yeah, and Kem with Mario here, Captain Mario to PD. So, I mean,
Faceman's absolutely looking to star here.
Yeah, get a little charge to try to get this out of the infield as well. Yep.
It's a little late, but it gets through.
No, but DK had a chance, but the fielder swap took him away. He was right there because that was bouncing way perfectly catchable, but the game didn't like manual fielder select taking over, and it put DK in the wrong position. And now PD looking to make this a one-run ball game and put the pressure on Hells in the bottom of the 7th. Ooh. Wow.
That
is a PD. That's a dangerous pitch there. A bold take from from Faceman, trying to get the right pitch. Oh,
I thought that was the pitch he was waiting for.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I thought that was the one. Hell's
slowing it down a little bit. He gets the strikeout and a massive one. 2 outs there. PD flies away knowing that he just had a missed opportunity, a big missed opportunity to make this a one-run ball game. Bowser getting plunked. Madge has stars. Birdo's up next. This is the formula for Hells with this team construction right here.
And that PD strikeout really felt like what could have been a turning point for Faceman.
100%.
I mean, it wouldn't have tied the game.
Ooh, no star.
But it would have gotten him to one down
run
with a home run hitter up next.
Absolutely. I mean, you were
cooking.
swing.
Great swing.
And that's going to bounce back into the infield, so it's only going to be a single there, but some funky bounces, some funky action from the Birdo ball there. And then that is going to be a quick strike there.
Yep.
This one started picking up here. We had a little bit of the slowdown with the save state, but these two, it has been rocking and rolling here.
Yes, it has.
Since we've gotten things going. Runners in motion. I like this too with 2 outs. Like you don't overcomplicate things.
Right.
Just do what you need to do.
That should be out at first.
Yoshi's got the noodle arm, but not a noodle enough, and it's there. Let's see.
So the goal, Faceman has, I mean, obviously a home run with King Boo would be really great here.
Right.
Faceman has one goal this inning. He wants to have Firebro come up this inning with runners on.
Yeah.
That is what he needs. That is his formula to making this comeback. With 2 innings left, if you can get Firebro up this inning, that means you're almost guaranteed to see PD one more time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, these are the things you have to think about. Oh, unfortunate from King Boo there. But these are the things that Faceman has to do if he wants to make this comeback. Waluigi needs a hit. Luigi needs a hit.
The bottom of the 8th is one of the most important. I mean, the 8th inning in general is just one of the most important innings in baseball, Mario Baseball. It's getting your lineup to the right spot, especially in Mario Baseball. Getting yourself up for my line drive star swinger with the star,
absolutely.
For PD, for my heavies, like getting yourself in that best comeback potential. Because again, Faceman's got the roster for this comeback. No,
he went for it. He went for it. You know,
he tried. It didn't work, but he tried. So explain though, because we are in Dinger City. What is early dive? Like, what is the whole concept behind it?
So the concept revolves around the ability of sliding catch, right? It's the ability of Wario, Noki, Mario. You know, you get the sparkles when you slide, right? That's the big concept. In the game, when you use sliding catch, every character gets a little bit of a speed boost when they use sliding catch. And this is what we're talking about. Now we have to avoid a double play with Noki here. That's #1 priority.
You're starring all day.
Starring all day. But you almost want to aim for the middle infield, avoid those corners so you avoid that double play. Mm-hmm. But you get a little speed boost whenever you sliding catch. Great pitching by Hells. Yeah. And so you want to early dive so you get that speed boost earlier. Now the thing is,
oh my, 3-pitch strikeout burns the star, and now still though, Firebro in a massive moment. We'll get back to our diving thing here as Firebro can make this a one-run ball game with one swing of the bat, and there's just been a couple that you think Faceman was going to fire on, but not quite.
That's a great pitch. That's a great pitch. Feigning that ball and getting it back in the zone is so good against these hitters.
Oh, and it's weak contact, elite pitching there from Hells in those last 2 at-bats to navigate that traffic, navigate that trouble. So, but basically with sliding catch, it's get that speed boost, get that ball early,
exactly.
Make a play.
You want the speed boost, but the big thing is why we see some people miss. The speed boost is not a fixed speed boost. It is a multiplier to how fast you are already going. So if you aren't going at full speed, if you aren't getting your character up to speed before diving early, you're not going to get a speed boost really, and you're going to see a lot of whiffed dives that you might not have normally seen. And that's kind of what we see sometimes when we see what looks like what should have been an easy catch while our character wasn't at full speed. And so that's kind of what happens.
This is down 2 outs here to Hells, looking to add on for some insurance runs here in the 9th, but nothing so far. I think that's going to land in there, as we were just talking about it. A little bit about maybe because of a curved route there from Luigi, but also just a tough play. That ball doesn't hang up. It doesn't hang up as much as you thought. Now DK with the slap. Bowser up next. You have the runner in motion. I like the slap here, though, too. It's don't go. You don't need to be super greedy with the charge here. You have the lead. Hit and run is a good idea.
Yeah, this is critical from Faceman. This is critical. He needs this DK out, and he is not going to get it. And Bones is going to take home.
Nope, Laser.
Not against the Laser.
Laser is going to. Oh, and it's Anti-Chem back to third, and Green Bones is going to score. It's Anti-Chem to third, and Green Bones goes home. Wow.
That has happened to Faceman, and that happened to me in round 2. The exact same thing, PD to Peach, Anti-Chem to allow runs.
Wow.
It is brutal because of how strong PD's arm is, so they don't have a chance of catching it.
That was going to the bleachers. Someone almost had a souvenir there. And now we're in a situation where you have Madge. Are you using the star with Madge?
Oh, I would rather star there and get the chance of, Mario's got some pretty deep corners. Stadium has some deep corners. I want to bring DK around right there.
Yeah.
I want to bring him around right then. I'm hitting into a Yoshi and Walu combo. But now, Faceman is up. And now allowing that one run is really unfortunate for him. But we need runners on right now. And that Sour is not going to be the way to do it.
It's Yoshi.
We need runners on because we need PD and King Boo. Now we are in a kind of unfortunate spot. King Boo is no longer the tying run.
Right. Yeah.
We've got to be in a really, really good scenario here. We cannot get outs at all in these next 2 batters.
Hells has been locked in at the bump in this one.
Absolutely.
He has been phenomenal with his pitching here.
Faceman is a phenomenal player, and to hold Faceman to 2 runs across, 25 outs.
Yep.
Pretty insane.
Pretty huge. Perfect right to Green Bones. And now Faceman, again, not tournament life.
No.
So this is
not tournament life.
I don't know how Faceman did in the opening. I'm assuming this might be loss number 1. I believe loss number 1 probably for both of these players, I would assume at this
yes,
stage.
This is a 2. These players are both 2-0, and that is likely going to.
Oh, okay. Somehow DK caught it without catching it. The animation didn't work, and it is all Hells in that one. 7-2. Great offense, great pitching.